Briefly explain who you are and what your career is.
My name is Gethin Thomas, and I work for the NRL as a development officer in the Illawarra region.
Okay. So, could you briefly explain how you got into working for the NRL?
So, it would have been just after 2020. Started off in Western Australia, and I'd been around the rugby league community for quite a while, and I was a youth advocate for the game in WA for bringing up issues regarding mental health and how we can bring different cultures together and celebrate that. And from there, they got in touch, seeing if I wanted to be a part of promoting rugby league to help kids have a sense of community and just increase physical and mental well-being.
Yeah. So, would you say that working for the NRL, especially as someone working with the youth, is something that aligns with your core values as a person?
Yeah, 100%. So, in particular for me, rugby league has done a lot for me in terms of understanding how teamwork can really help you through life. So, on a rugby league field, everyone has their own roles, and if people aren't doing their role, it's like a well-oiled machine, really. One piece isn't doing its part, and then the whole thing, won't work. And it's a bit like life, if you don't find the right balance, your work-life balance, or you got, you're not eating right, or sleeping right, then that affects your performance in everyday life. So, it's about finding the right balance for everything, and I think it's a great way to teach people that through rugby league.
Yeah. So obviously you've mentioned that you started working for the NRL when you were in WA. Now you are working in the Illawarra. So I just wanted to touch on how that has changed your working life, has changed in your career.
Yeah, so it's changed a fair bit, because when I grew up in Western Australia, I was really familiar with the areas and the demographic. It's changed being over here because I've only been in the Illawarra region for 10 months, so I'm unaware of the demographic in some areas and the history of areas, because understanding the history of areas and why people live in such areas and different is huge in understanding people and what their motivations are for life, and just understanding people and difference. So it's been different because I'm still trying to get my head around everyone in the Illawarra and the history behind it. And once I fully understand the history of why people live in certain areas, then I feel like I'll be able to do a better job in understanding our potential partners and hopefully teach them a few core values in life.
Just to continue on the sort of disruption and change, how did you deal and manage that change, obviously coming from WA to the Illawarra? How did you deal with that?
Look, there's no real one answer. It's something that you take a day at a time. And it definitely hasn't been easy. It's not been a linear thing either, and I'm sure there'll be times where it'll be hard again. But I think for me, I thought to be out of my comfort zone, going through a pretty rough patch in my life. I thought if I am constantly out of my comfort zone, then at least I'm becoming a better person and learning new things every day. Because I think sometimes we can be too happy in our own comfort and you're not really learning anything and progressing as a human being. And that's something I wanted to change in my lifestyle. So being over here and knowing no one and having a fresh start was huge, and I can say I'm a better person for it.
Yeah. So obviously working with the NRL and working as this is a career that you want to continue on throughout your career. How do you see it changing with developments in technology and such? What do you expect from the future of work?
Yeah, so we're already seeing it with my job now. People have been saying the new technology where we get a better understanding of who our target people should be for being involved with the game and which areas to try target has become a lot easier with obviously technology, because before you have to play it by eye and see how it goes, but now we can justify which areas we're targeting because we believe that'll be best for business growth and etc. like that. So going into the next decade or so, I imagine technology is going to progress even further. So I think it will get to a stage where we're 100% sure of, you know, who should be involved theoretically with rugby league, and the growth of the game. And I think in terms of for us, it'll just be executing and understanding people and their personalities to get across to them.
All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this interview.
No problem, mate. It's been my pleasure. Shout out to everyone in the course. I hope you're well. And if you need to contact me, my phone number is 0488 042 635. Be involved with rugby league. Thank you.
Damn.
Damn.